Struggling to know the best way to optimize your Amazon ad campaigns with all the recent changes? And do you want to know the latest tools and levers inside of Seller Central to grow your sales? Well, today's guest has managed over $100 million in Amazon ad spend and knows exactly how to crack that code on Amazon. Welcome to the Ecomm Breakthrough Podcast. I'm your host, Josh Hadley. I have scaled my own brand from 0 to 8 figures in sales, and now my mission is to take it to over 9 figures in sales. On my journey to 9 figures, I bring you unfiltered conversations with the smartest minds in e-commerce. Past guests include Kevin King, Michael E. Gerber, author of The E-Myth, and Stephen Pope from My Amazon Guy. Today's guest is Mansour Narozi, partner at Incremental Digital, and he is a mastermind behind scaling 7- and 8-figure brands on Amazon. He's helped brands crush it across multiple distribution channels and knows how to unlock maximum value from each marketplace. If you're looking to supercharge your growth, you'll want to hear this one. Welcome to the show, Mansour.
Very excited to be here.
I'm excited to have you on the show. I know you and I met at the $1 Billion Seller Summit in Iceland, and I was impressed with everything you were sharing about AMC at the time and just the different ways you were telling people like get into AMC and how you were utilizing it, like just super smart. So I'm happy to have you on the show. Mansour, give me just a quick brief background of what led you to becoming a partner there at Incremental Digital.
Yes, sure. Well, my background is in civil engineering. Actually, I have master in civil engineering, and then I moved to Canada in 2015. Oh man, has been 10 years. Now I'm Canadian Iranian, so I've got my citizenship. When I moved here, I started doing work as a construction manager related to my field. But there was something missing, and I wanted to find something more flexible that it's not reliant on the location. So I had that location freedom. I started searching and finally ended up with selling on Amazon. Okay, this is cool. Let's try this. I would say end of 2018, early 2019, I learned about Amazon. I started my first brand, which to this day I have it, but it's a low 7-figure business that it's an autopilot and it is just running. So that happened. Plus in 2020, I decided I'm like, okay, I'm going to go all in Amazon. I'm tired of construction. So I quit, and I wasn't ready, to be honest. I'm like, what I'm getting from this brand is nowhere close to what I was getting from construction manager. But anyway, I'm like, okay, let's just break the bridges and see what happens. I went to a few events, got to know Liran. And by the time I was posting about Amazon advertising on Facebook, LinkedIn wasn't that popular then. I was posting on Facebook, different groups. I go to Austin for Conversation 2019. I don't know if you still using it or you heard about ManyChat. Have you heard about ManyChat?
Yes, definitely.
Exactly. So that was the Conversation 2019. I got to know Liran, and a few months later, I joined Incremental. So there were 10 people at a time. He asked me after a few months to become director of advertising. Fast forward to today, we have more than 50 people managing more than 5-6 million per month. And I'm still the director of advertising there. Cool to see how when you join with a company, you grow with them, you are in that path. And that growth has been amazing for me. And I guess 4 years ago, Liran reached out and told me, Mansour, I don't know why we never offered you, but do you want to be a partner? I'm like, sure, why not? And that is the story of that. We have helped many brands on Amazon. Last year, I would say the brands we work with, they generated around 900 million in revenue. And also I launched a supplement brand in 2024, January 2024. That is great. And my goal is, I passed 1 million. My goal is to hit 2 million, hopefully in less than 12 months, trailing to 2 million. So that's a goal of my mind in the supplement side, which I love that game. I've realized that I love CPG games, so I'm having fun there.
I love it. Well, I love that you have in-depth experience in the trenches working with so many different brands. You said what, 800, 900 million dollars in
Yes.
revenue? Like
Yeah.
you see what the top brands are doing right now, and you're seeing the different tools, the levers that they're pulling. And that's what I'm actually really excited to have you on the show for today is like you get a peek behind the curtain of a lot of massive brands. And so for you to be able to share, hey, these are what the big guys are doing, and this is what I would recommend any seven-figure seller to be implementing in their business. That's what I'm excited to dive into today. So, Mansour, I know we're going to be talking about a lot of the recent updates or tools, changes that Amazon has provided to us, whether it be in Seller Central or in the advertising console. What's really interesting is that things have been changing very, very quickly. And Amazon's pushed out a lot of new features without really like giving a whole lot of advance notice or even training. And my opinion is like not many sellers even A, know that they're there, but B, I would argue probably like 90% of sellers are not utilizing these tools today. And I think what you shared with me earlier is like, but these are the tools that the big guys are using. And if you're not using them now, you're going to fall behind. So, Mansour, what are some of those tools that people are not using that the big guys are that's kind of leaving them behind?
Yeah, okay. Amazing. And to your point, 100% agree. Like Amazon keeps releasing all these tools, which they have been amazing in giving that first party, they're releasing data compared to a few years ago, but that we didn't have any. Now we have so much that you're like, okay, how I'm going to use this? What is this data? What is that data? I feel like Amazon has been doing great job in terms of giving the data. For today, we are going to go over all these tools that I have a note here to what order to go with. But we will start with Amazon advertising. And I would say, as you guys know, Amazon Marketing Cloud has been hyped and everyone talking about. And one good thing happened in Iceland, Josh, if you remember, I was giving people the directions on how to get access to Amazon Marketing Cloud. Guess what? Few weeks ago, actually, Amazon some time ago released this Amazon Marketing Cloud for everyone. So you go to your account. I'm going to also share my screen so we could, for people who are watching on YouTube, they could see this as well. So if you go to your Amazon Advertising Cloud, advertising console, under measurement and reporting, everyone has access to Amazon Marketing Cloud now, which is awesome. And this is the most comprehensive and complex report that Amazon has released so far. And the reason is the way we use Amazon Marketing Cloud is that there are two ways to look at it. One is getting insights. Second is getting audience. Both of them are amazing. Audience is more actionable. And I'm going to give you just a few examples how to use it. As we have, not that I could talk about Amazon Marketing Cloud for hours, but I'll give you just few notes. And it might be a bit overwhelming because for Amazon Marketing Cloud, it is a query based. So when you want to get the reports, complex reports, you need to write a query. But Amazon has made it easy in different ways. One, recently, actually, this assistant, they added this recently. I'm just seeing it, which is AI. You can ask, it's going to come up with answers. But apart from that, if you go to the use cases, you can see all these reports that Amazon actually telling you what are the use cases for Amazon Marketing Cloud. And also when you go to the projects and measurements, there are some templates for audience and for measurements. If it is very overwhelming, you don't know what's that, how to query, you don't need to write code or anything. You just go use the template, and they have great templates that you could use and get insights. Now, in terms of measurements, I'm going to give you few ways we are using it and the most important ones, because it's could be 100 ways, so many templates. Plus, anything that you want to query, you could, it's just limitless. If you
Yeah.
can make a query, you can create the content.
Mansour, I love that. I am super excited to dive into this because there has been so many people talking about, hey, use Amazon Marketing Cloud. However, as you highlighted here, it's not the easiest tool to use because it's SQL based, right? And again, how many entrepreneurs are like data superpower heroes? You know what I mean? Like there's very few like data nerds out there that are the entrepreneurs. Typically it's like, oh, I don't want to worry about the data side. But there is so much value that comes from this. And Amazon Marketing Cloud truly has changed the game. So, Mansour, with that being said, what are you encouraging your brands and what are the like how are you inviting people and what's the best way to utilize Amazon Marketing Cloud today?
Great question. Number one for measurement is that you could see customer journey. Sure, you guys have heard about this. For customer journey, what it means is that you could see all the touch points of the customers with your ads. So they saw a sponsored brand video, they saw a sponsored product, they clicked on a sponsored display and purchased. So you could map all these different customers' journey to see what are, because when you are creating this report, which is one of the templates, when you're creating this report, it's going to show you that this path, which started with a sponsored display, then a sponsored brand video, then a sponsored product, here's the number of customers that went over this path. Here's number of purchases that led from this path. So you have the purchase rate for each path. That is going to show you that what is the customer journey and what are the highest purchase rate customers journey. How we use this is that, for instance, if we see that, and by the way, we see highest purchase rate when customers are exposed to all of our ad types: a sponsored product, a sponsored brand, a sponsored display, and a sponsored video. So the way we look at it is that we see, okay, define which path is generating the highest purchase rate, and we decide, okay, seems like this is working the best. Let's double down on this. And when you combine this with audience creation, now it's the place we get the highest return. Meaning, if you see, I'm just going to make this up. The sponsored display, sponsored product, sponsored brand gives us highest purchase rate. What we do, we create audience from the audience section that I'm going to quickly talk about. Customers who saw our sponsored product and sponsored brand, but they haven't seen our sponsored display ad. What we do with this, we take this audience, and now guess what? You could use these audience that you create from the AMC in your sponsored ads. We take this to sponsored display. In the sponsored display, we create a campaign. We say, go after these customers. Because we know these customers haven't seen the sponsored display, we know the purchase rate goes up when they see all of these three ad types, but they haven't seen the sponsored display. So we put our ad in front of those customers. This is just one example of how we see this customer journey. The other thing is, Josh, for instance, you can see here ASIN purchase overlap for upselling. When you create this template, it's going to take time here. That's why I'm not creating it. When you create this, Amazon is going to give you a table that here are the customers that purchase product A. What percentage of those customers purchase product B from your brand? If they purchase product B, what percentage purchase product C? It shows you that what is this combination, so you could easily go upsell your product. You see, 20% of the customers who purchase A, they purchasing B and C as well if you have a big catalog. So you make sure that you're creating audience that purchase that product A, and you push them the product C and B with advertising in front of them to increase your order value, because based on data, you see this is the highest overlap.
I
In
love
terms
that.
of,
This is
yeah,
this is already super helpful. So What used to be Amazon, like the only way you could find like what products people were frequently purchasing together, you'd have to go to like your detail page on Amazon and see if they even had that feature available on the detail page that said customers that bought this also buy this and this. But sometimes it wasn't even your brand that they were purchasing with. But now you're being able to see, and plus now those are just sponsored listings, so it's not even helpful information. But now you're saying like in Amazon Marketing Cloud, you can see a more visual funnel of like, if people buy this, they will also tend to buy this from your brand as well. But I think the important thing too to note is that it's telling you what was their first exposure to the brand so that you can understand, hey, this is actually what's like attracting demand generation for your listings and for your brand. That to me is what you highlighted. So it's like, if auto campaigns, let's just assume, if auto campaigns are like the first bite at the apple for whatever reason for your brand, like that's people's first exposure to your brand. Well, guess what happens if you decide to turn off auto campaigns because you heard it at some conference that auto campaigns are bad, right? Well, now you're shooting yourself in the foot because that was people's first interaction with you. So now that's got to go somewhere else. So I think it is very, very important that people actually like the insights that you can glean from this. It's not about just having the data, it's being able to gain insights. So, Mansour, maybe can you help us maybe show maybe some of the reports and like how to identify the insights that actually drive business decisions from Amazon Marketing Cloud?